But I want to take just a couple of minutes to talk to you about some mail that you're going to be getting in your mailboxes, and you've already gotten some. I hope that you all understand that not everybody that represents the medical profession are conservative. Do you get that? Do you understand that the Texas Medical Association and the Texas Hospital Association are both pro-Obamacare and pro-abortion? Do you know that? Okay. Not everybody who calls themselves part of a PAC that has parent in the name is somebody that has your children's best interest or your grandchildren's best interest at heart. Do you understand that? Do you also understand that there are a lot of law enforcement associations that do not really represent the rank and file man and woman on the street trying to defend your life, liberty, and property? Do you understand that? So I'm asking you all to be really careful about some of the mail and some of the phone calls and some of the commercials you see, because everybody during primary season wants you to believe they're conservative. Okay, we got a lot of posters. Hi, Sheriff. How are you today? Good to see you. Thank you for being here today. So be careful of that. And also, I'll just go ahead and tell you, I've had a lot of people ask me about some of the articles that have come out and been floating through the email last couple days about this issue of pay to play. I'm not going to speak for any conservative organization that's taken money from candidates that they have endorsed. But I will speak to you about what Grassroots America does and does not do. We do not take money from candidates when we're in the endorsement process. We do not do that. I have had one candidate ask after we endorsed if we needed some money to get the word out, and I said no. Because you know what that looks like? When it shows up on your report, it looks like they paid you to endorse them. We don't do that, and as long as I'm executive director, Grassroots America will never, ever do that. I'd rather be poor and run around and beg people to listen to us than to have a big bank account and have people question our credibility. I just believe the Lord provides when you're trying to do the right thing anyway. So, we're going to get into our debate now, and if y'all would just pass these on down. And I appreciate you all coming out today. I know people, when we have multiple meetings in a week, sometimes it feels like it gets a little bit tedious. But it's for a very good reason here to have these candidates and to let them present to you why they're running for office and what they believe in. So I'm going to go over the rules again for those who are new here. Candidates may sit or stand to make opening and closing statements. Candidates may use paper during the debate for note-taking. Candidates may not send or receive text during the debate nor ask for assistance from campaign supporters or staff. Candidates may use charts, graphs, or appropriate props to help make their points during closing statements. Candidates should spend time debating the topics as posed by the moderator. Attempts to change the subject will trigger corrective action by the moderator. And our moderator today is Pastor James Perryman, who is just so graciously agreed to moderate today, and we appreciate that very much, Pastor. For races that have been assigned the modified Lincoln-Douglas format, which this one has, the debate will begin with a 2-minute opening statement by each candidate. And I assume the coin toss has already been done. Great. The debate will follow a modified Lincoln-Douglas format with 4 15-minute quarters. Candidates are encouraged to discuss the topics and debate their differences. The moderator will not allow one candidate to monopolize the 15-minute time limit for each topic. It is up to each candidate to engage fully in the discussion in order to get his or her positions known. Candidates should jump in and discuss the issues. Please do that. The security of the debate topics and questions. Grassroots America never reveals debate topics or questions in advance of any debate or forum, not even to the moderator. The moderator will present the discussion topics at the beginning of each 15-minute debate quarter. In other words, the topics will not be all read in advance. And at the end, the candidates will have 3 minutes to close. And in this closing, they may include a rebuttal or finish an important point they were unable to complete during the debate period. Extra time will not be allowed for candidates to trade barbs. When the 3 minutes are up, they really are up. So now, who is our timekeeper today? Ernie Clark? Okay. So, now gentlemen, you were all sent the rules. Do you all need a copy of the rules with you? Okay. There you go. And so have you got a mic and you need one?
There we are. Hello.
Turn it on.
It is, green light's on?
Yeah.
Green
Takes
light's
a
on.
minute.
I think we're getting on the board.
Yeah,
There we
take
go.
it.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming out. Can you hear me?
No.
Okay, now
No,
one
there we
quick,
go. Okay.
okay, now one quick thing. Please turn off your cell phones. And please show good manners. We've already had one letter to the editor that wanted to lie about the way we treat candidates. And you and I both know that you're nice and polite to candidates. And we did have a nice member that sent in a rebuttal letter, but people are going to lie about us. But let's just always remember, as I used to tell my son, wear our good manners today. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanna. And since she's already covered that, which was one of the things on my list to do, we'll go ahead and get started, guys. Thanks for coming out. We've already had a coin toss, and Mr. Nix won, so he'll open up with his opening statements.
Can everyone hear me? I thank Grassroots, first of all, for having this debate here today. It's a good time for democracy to work, where two people can air their differences, and y'all can make a choice. Y'all can make a choice to make a decision on who you think best leads Smith County Precinct 2. Of course, my name's Cary Nix. I was born in Smith County. I've lived here in Precinct 2 all my life. I've been married to my wife, Sharon. This month will be 35 years. My oldest son, Chad, is here. I have a youngest son, Jordan, my daughter-in-law, Emily, and I have my precious granddaughter, Addison. I grew up in White House, Texas, like I said, graduated from White House High School, attended Stephen F. Austin at TJC. I've been the managing partner of Nix Roses. I serve as president of Nix Landscape Supply Incorporated. I'm very active in my church. I serve as deacon. I teach a men's Sunday school class. I was elected to commissioners in 2010. I took office in 2011.
Mr. Barnett?
I also want to thank the Grassroots and also to former Commissioner Joanne Fleming for doing this. This is, and I agree, this is a very needed item for everybody to hear the differences between both candidates. Once again, my name is Barry Barnett. I am running for Smith County Commissioner Precinct 2. My lovely wife, Cary, and I live in the Oman community of Smith County. We have 5 children. Michael and his wife, Nicole, live in Dallas. Brian lives in Tyler, where he operates an aircraft detailing service. The other children live at home. They're students at ARP Independent School District. Mitchell just turned 15, so everybody get ready. He's about ready to start driving. You've been warned. Aaron is in the 8th grade, and our daughter Natalie is in the 7th grade. So we have 3 years of graduations getting ready to take effect. I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force with 16 years of service. I have 4 left to go before I can retire. I've served in Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and Operation Enduring Freedom, and that was as a result of the attack on America in 9/11. I was also involved in the recovery operation on the Alfred Murrah Federal Building when it was attacked on April 19th of 95. While serving, I received the honor of being selected for the flight crew to travel with President George Bush on his bid for re-election in 1994. As a matter of fact, the last time I was in a debate was when I volunteered for debate prep with Dick Cheney. So this will be the first time I've debated since then. I graduated from Leverage Chapel High School, where my dad was superintendent. I graduated from Tyler Junior College and received my Bachelor's of Science from the University of Texas at Tyler. I own and operate East Texas Jet Support, LLC, which is an aviation management and consulting business. We work with various charter companies throughout the United States and also oversee the maintenance for the local charter company here at Tyler Poundsfield Airport. One of our biggest clients are Gaylord Entertainment, which means we carry a lot of the stars of the Grand Ole Opry around to their various...
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to our first topic of debate, the backgrounds in all the roads that are under the county's maintenance. If all the roads that are under the county's maintenance were connected, they would easily stretch from the courthouse downtown to Buffalo, New York, or to Las Vegas, Nevada. The condition of county roads and the funding of improvements are topics discussed and debated every election cycle. Some of the solutions floated in the legislature and supported by county government lobby groups include a local option gas tax, a new driver's license and registration fee, or an auto insurance renewal fee to bring in more revenue. Do you think these are viable solutions for Smith County at this point? Why or why not? Be specific about steps you are willing to take to solve the problem with county roads. And we'll begin the question with Mr. Barnett.
Okay, well, with regards to the tax, I would say that any kind of a special tax that's going to be put on to the taxpayers is something that needs to be put on a ballot and let the taxpayers decide. The revenue that is collected with regards to property taxes, that should cover the appropriated amount that goes into road and bridge, which right now I think we're sitting at $8.1 million is what was appropriated out of the last budget. The county infrastructure includes some, 1,180 miles of two-lane county road. 70% of those county roads were rated as bad or poor in 2004. The county commissioner's court appointed a new county engineer in 2005, and an aggressive reconstruction campaign was initiated to improve the infrastructure under what we call the road recovery plan. By implementing another tax on that is, I don't think, fiscally responsible and not fair to the taxpayers of Smith County. And the reason being is because they're already paying for it in their property taxes. The money that we appropriate to the Road and Bridge Fund should be used strictly for the maintenance and repair of the existing county roads, not being pulled off to go into other special projects. The road recovery plan that was initiated under Judge Dempsey, which sought to reconstruct 750 miles of county roads in a 6-year time frame, it was discontinued in 2007. Road and bridge funding has not kept pace with the increases in general revenue funds since 2007. The termination of the road recovery program in 2007, it limited a reduction to the commitment of the Commissioner's Court to the goal of improving the 2/3 of all county roads rated as bad or poor. In 2005 and 6 budgets, approximately $2 million per year was eliminated. Why? We're sitting here watching our roads deteriorate. We don't do anything about it. Unfortunately, the roads are always the battleground. That's the first promise that's always made. We're going to fix the roads. It never happens. We take that money and we pull it back. That shouldn't happen. We need to take the funds that's appropriated to road and bridge, fix those roads, or come up with a new plan that will be more aggressive in the repair and the maintenance of those roads. A road privatization plan, I think, would be the best thing for it. You've got an independent contractor that will come in and bid. They've got their own staff engineer. We don't have to pay $90,000 plus for an engineer. Let them go out, determine which roads need to be repaired right now. Let them go do that. That's what we pay them for. That way, they can go get the roads fixed. They're the ones that specialize in doing that. We don't specialize doing that. We just had a contractor not long ago try to repair County Road 229 that goes into Big Oak Bay. That's a brand new topped road. Everybody ought to go see it. All the gravel's coming off of it. And if that's what we paid them for, we need our money back.
Mr. Nix.
In response to the Big Oak Bay, that road is going to be repaired at the contractor's expense, and they did a couple other throughout the county. The taxpayers are not going to be out of any money on that. They are going to fix it. It's under a year warranty. And I agree, it's been very frustrating since I took office to the county road funding. When I took office, they'd cut over $4 million from the budget. They'd laid off over 20 employees in road and bridge. We moved from a maintenance-only program, which I'm very proud of our road and bridge guys. They're very reactive and proactive in fixing our situation. Yes, we need to get back to fixing roads, but like you said, there's only several options you can do. You can do a bond proposal, but I don't think people in municipalities like the city of Tyler, city of White House, they drive on these good county roads, city roads. They're not going to probably vote for it. The gas tax would probably be a fair assessment, but you got to go through the legislature to do that. Or you could raise property taxes, which I'm not for. I went to Dr. Ray Perryman's seminar here about a month ago. He's projecting good growth for Smith County. I think if we hire an engineer like we're fixing to do, we're fixing to do RFQs for people to come in and give us a long-term roads plan. Once that growth comes in, we go out to the community leaders, find a plan, and get their input to fix our county roads.
Okay. Mr. Barnett, any other response to that? Any comment? Okay. We will move on to the next question then. Topic number 2 has 2 parts. Describe something outstanding about Smith County government operations and explain why you deem it outstanding and why it is important to all the people in Smith County. Second part, describe something that you believe has gone wrong in Smith County government as related to the Commissioner's Court, why you believe it went wrong, and what your approach would be to fix it. And this time we'll start with Mr. Nix.
I'm sorry, what was the first question?
The first question, that's all right, you can ask me that. Describe something outstanding about Smith County government operations and explain why you deem it outstanding and why it is important to all the people in Smith County.
Well, I'm very proud of not only my record, but ours at the court. We have a record of the court of civil ability. We get things done. Commissioner Orr brought forth this jail plan. I think all the commissioners got behind that proposal. We went out to the communities, sold that issue. That's going to be a project that when it opens this summer, we're actually going to keep our tax dollars in Smith County. We can control the costs through medical and other issues that go on with the jail, and I think that's been a very positive. We've moved out of the Smith County office building out there, an eyesore. If anybody's looked at the old Carlton in Tyler, you would realize that's one of the ugliest buildings in not only East Texas, but Texas. We've moved adult probation out of there, justice of the peace, and one of the constable's office, and we're in the process of selling that building. Now, what was the second question?
Second part is describe something that you believe has gone wrong in Smith County government as related to the Commissioner's Court. Why you believe it went wrong, and what your approach would be to fix it.
Well, I probably goes back to the road and bridge funding. I don't know that that's actually gone wrong, but it's been frustrating for not only me but the rest of the commissioners to get the funding to fix the roads and get it back to safe standards that we owe our citizens for the property taxes they pay.
Mr. Barnett, did any of you read the questions again?
No, I think I remember.
Okay.
I'll start with the outstanding part from what I see, and this is my view of the Commissioner's Court. Everybody talks about transparency, or in some cases the lack thereof. One of the things that I have really found positive with regards to the Commissioner's Court has been the ability to be able to go in, watch the videos. That's something that has been long overdue. Being able to go in, read the agendas, take a look at all the history. That stuff is on the internet now, and it's been made available to everybody. A lot of people can't get to Commissioner's Court every Monday or Tuesday whenever it's scheduled. I think the problem with that, though, is when we're talking about transparency, it becomes the lack thereof, which is where we don't hear or see a lot of everything that's been going on in executive session. I mean, we hear everything that's going on in open session, but I think there's been too much going on in executive session that we need to know about that hasn't been brought out and told fully. I mean, we get nits and bits and pieces from whatever's been, released through a press conference or a statement from the Commissioner's Court. The transparency thing, in my view, everybody needs to know everything that goes on, unless it's a personnel-related issue that obviously can't be told to everybody. We live in a society where there's already too many secrets. There's too much untrust. We need to get that trust back, and we need to do that through transparency. Everybody needs to know everything that's going on. What I want to do, if I'm elected, is to turn my website into a proactive website to where people can go on there, look and see exactly what's been done, what we talked about, what was discussed.
Mr. Barnett, we'll go ahead and we're going to stay on topic of the two issues of what you think is positive, what you think is negative in this area. Mr. Nix, do you have any response or rebuttal on this topic of the two issues that you think one is positive?
I've heard this before about the executive session we go into. On our agenda, if you'll look at it every day, we specify what we're going into closed session about. Any other entity, if you go look at their agendas, they can go on into closed session on any item on there without any notice. We've got an attorney up there, and we always ask him if what we're doing here is legal. If he says it's right, I take his advice, and we go from there. We're not hiding anything up there. Some of this stuff is sensitive to personnel. Some of it deals with contracts. If you let out figures, it could be devastating to the parties involved. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, how are we doing on time, Ernie? Okay, Mr. Barnett, do you have any response regarding the two questions?
No.
Okay, we'll move on to topic number 3. And Mr. Barnett, you'll start off with a response on this one. What are the 3 most serious issues facing Smith County, and what would be your approach to addressing these issues? Be as specific as possible regarding your description of how and why these issues are serious and what your solutions are. Let me read that once again. What are the 3 most serious issues facing Smith County, and what would be your approach to addressing these issues? Be as specific as possible regarding your description of how and why these issues are serious and what your solutions are. Mr. Barnett, we'll start with you.
Well, the first thing I would say would be the budget. We don't use what we call a zero-balanced budget program. I don't know why we don't. It is something that I would push to install if we did it. I mean, it would create more restructuring of the budget from the standpoint of something's going to go up, well, something's got to come down. I mean, we've got to take a look at all of the critical services that the county provides and try to come up with a way to balance everything out and without having to raise the budget. We went from a 2013 budget of $73.1 million to a budget for 14 of $74.9, almost $75 million. And we did not use a zero budget program. I mean, that's a huge jump in the budget. That is one of the things that I would do, was be pushed to install that. Second thing, like I said, road and bridge. I mean, we're right back to it again. It's an old battleground, but we have got to do a better job of taking care of the existing county roads first. I'm all for Loop 49 expansion as long as we take care of the current roads first. We shouldn't be going off and jumping in to another area of expansion and totally ignoring what's here and needs our current attention. Being a fireman, I work too many wrecks on our county roads. And every time we go out and we work one, and we see one of our young people that's either hurt or killed because of the condition of that road, it rips me apart. The other thing is we don't have any way of controlling our vehicle costs. We do not have a fleet vehicle managed system. The state of Texas, the Department of Public Safety, they have one, they operate it to a T. And that is the model that really everybody looks at, is the Department of Public Safety. They have a great fleet management system. And that's what we need to have here in Smith County. We have a lot of vehicles. And there is a way out there for the manufacturers control the maintenance. They control our data. I mean, 72,000 miles, I believe, is the cutoff on the vehicles, and then they're recycled. And we don't spend a lot of money on a vehicle that's not worth the kind of money that we're spending on it for maintenance.
Okay, Mr. Nix.
When he gets back to the budget there, Judge Baker is the budget officer, and he does set the budget. Once he proposes his budget, I've had the liberty to know Mike Nant, who's run several million-dollar companies and overseen them. We go through the budget line by line. We look at the expenditures from the year before, and we try to justify if the increase in that department is justified. You mentioned county roads that have caused wrecks. Do you have some facts where our county roads have been the culprits and caused these accidents? Because I've researched the road and bridge. I've talked to our law enforcement officers. I think you've made the point that we've had 2 fatalities and 1 paralyzation over our county roads. I would like to know which wrecks you're talking about.
One wreck was right outside of our.
And it was caused by our county road.
It was caused when they came around on a wash pan road. And if you go read the DPS report, it's right there.
Okay, do you have the DPS?
I do not have it.
Okay, well, I would like to see that.
You can go get it.
Okay. As far as the top issues facing the county, I think the number one is balancing our growth and our budget. As people move out to the urbanized, it's a taxing on our roads, but on law enforcement as a whole. The unfunded mandates is more what I'm worried about coming down from the state and federal, from state and federal level. We must tell our state representatives that they cannot pass these issues down to us. And then, of course, infrastructure. I agree, we've got to do better on our road and bridges. That's a no-brainer, but that's going to come down to money.
Okay, Mr. Barnett, we've covered 3 topics in 15 minutes. We're doing good, guys. So let's, any response to that? Anything else on this? There you go. Anything else regarding 3 most serious issues, or how and why these issues are serious, and what your solutions would on that particular topic? Is there any other response or statement, Mr. Barnett?
Just the fact that, yes, we have a lot of traffic on our roads. One of the things that's been put out there is the fact that this Loop 49 expansion is going to take a lot of the pressure off the county roads. That is false, bogus. I don't know any other way to say it. The same traffic will remain on our county roads that are always there. If you go talk to Mobley Company, Basic Energy Services, all of the saltwater disposal companies, they are not going to use Loop 49. They're going to still use the county roads that they're traveling on, because that's where the wells are. That's where the saltwater disposal sites are. Everything that we see on our roads as far as the current use will always be there. You're not going to see people moving away from where they're at to go move out onto a Loop 49. It's not going to happen. The only thing we're going to see happen with the Loop 49 TRZ is property values are going to go up. You're going to see eminent domain used for people to acquire their property. They're not going to get the correct amount of money for their property that they should. I hate eminent domain. I wish it had never been invented, but unfortunately it's something we have to live with. The whole idea behind this loop is, in my opinion, it's a financial disaster, because not only is it costing us more money, but it's going to end up costing the people that live and have property along that loop. It's going to cause their property values to go up. Yeah, it's going to bring more money into the county revenue, but is that fair to the property owners that are out there? I'll tell you now, it's not.
Well, as far as that, the property tax is not going to increase, not unless they change the use of that property. And as far as the TRIZ, I've heard several people say that the county is moving on this. This was a funding mechanism that was brought before the court. We haven't made a decision on that thing at all. I've never supported one dime since I've been in office to go to a toll road, and I can back that up by agenda items. The only 2 items that were on the agenda when I took office was 2 road closures, and then when the NMRA approached us about this TRIZ funding. what was the question?
Well, we're talking about the most serious issues. Let me give you one emphasis on the very last two. It's kind of a two-part question. What's the issue? But then really the question is, what are your solutions? What are your solutions to these issues? I've heard a lot of talk about issues, but do either one of you have responses in regards to the very last of the question, what your solutions are to any of these issues, Mr. Dix?
As far as funding for the road,
Any issues you would like to bring up that you consider an issue, then your solution to it was the question.
I'll pass there.
Mr. Barnett, anything on that topic?
Well, the only thing that I'll ask, and I'll be honest with you, I want to ask you is why do you approve this Loop 49 expansion?
Well, we're on the issue of. That's really kind of off the topic. We're on the issue of
Well, it's
your
on the
solutions.
roads. It's on the roads.
Well, that was an issue you brought up, and your solution to that issue is your side of the topic.
Well,
Okay.
I don't mind
Okay.
answering the question. I mean, you can say what you want to about Toll 49. There's a multi-million-dollar shopping center down there at Gander Mountain that's fixing to go in. It's going to bring all kind of revenue to the county. They would not have been built if it wasn't for Toll 49. You know, and like I said, I would never support giving 50% of our growth. I might could support, and I'll make this public record, I could give 25% to the toll road as long as the other 75% of our growth went to the county roads. We had a long-term road plan. We're talking about funding here for county roads. This would be a way to get it. We could and actually expand our growth by helping the toll road. Also, I don't mind saying that.
This leads us right into our next question. Topic number 4. Do you support creating a special tax district as a means of funding the completion of Toll 49? Why or why not? And we'll start with Mr. Nix.
Well, I think I just said that. I mean, I've been accused of voting for this toll road. A lot of this $3.6 million that was spent on this toll road was before I got in office. I'm never going to give up 50% of our growth. And I might, and I'm saying might, to give up 25% as long as the 75% goes to our county roads. Or we could just do away with that and do a TRIS for 100% for the county roads. That would be about $36 million over 25 years.
Mr. Barnett?
Well, first of all, I am not in favor of it. I went public during a public hearing, I believe it was on November the 15th or 16th, when I went before the Commissioner's Court, and I explained to them that the first promise always made and the first promise always broken is fixing these county roads, taking care of the existing infrastructure first. I don't have a problem with the expansion of Loop 49 as long as we take care of the existing stuff first. That's always been my stance about it. We need ways for growth. Smith County's growing. Our population is booming. A lot of it is because of the seniors that are moving into Smith County. If everybody takes a look at our demographics, they'll see that the seniors are moving in. We've got 18,000 plus veterans that have moved here, and a lot of it's because of the medical care. We're seeing a lot of business coming through Smith County, and we're seeing a lot of commercial traffic coming through Smith County. So the big thing right now that I see that Loop 49 is going to help is where it's coming off of I-20, running south to get on 69 to run to the south end of towards Jacksonville, down that area. It's a bonus to have, but do we really need it now? And my answer to that is no. We need to take care of our current infrastructure first. After that, then let's go ahead and take some of that money and appropriate it toward Loop 49.
Well, you are correct. I think I've listened to a lot of these debates, and every commissioner up here says they're going to fix the county roads. I said the same thing, and you're saying the same thing, but yes, you're criticizing the ones in the past for doing the same things you're doing. I agree we need to fix our county roads, but the problem is funding, and that's the huckleberry in the room, I can tell you.
That's what the question is about, creating a special tax district, and why or why not. Any other comments on this particular question? Okay, we have a couple extra questions because we're good on time. We've run through 4 in 25 minutes, so we just might get every last bit of time out of you guys. fifth question here, and this time we'll be starting with Mr. Barnett. Over the past 20 years, Smith County has rapidly grown from a rural to a more urban county. This growth usually brings more crime and more pressure on law enforcement. Please address the demands on law enforcement and cite any ways you would be willing to assist Sheriff Smith with the demands on his agency. Be as specific as possible.
Well, first of all, let me say that one of the things that I have noticed since Sheriff Smith, hello Sheriff, by the way, since Sheriff Smith has taken office, and I live out in the urban area, I live in the Oman community. One of the things that I have noticed, and a lot of other people have noticed, not just myself, has been the increased patrols. And I tell you, we do appreciate that. I know there has been a little change to the way things have been done with regards to the patrols and the staffing, and it's been noticeable. It's that, I guess, ease of feeling from the standpoint of you don't worry as much because we used to not have near the kind of patrols that we had. One of the things that I think that the Sheriff's Department needs is, I think, a little bit better, I guess, care for the vehicles. I know they burn a lot of miles every day. They burn a lot of gas every day. There's different fuel purchase programs that are out there that different municipalities and counties can use that will give them breaks on their fuel purchases. I know, like the state of Texas, they have a fuel purchase program. A lot of times, a lot of their vehicles fill up over at TxDOT over on 155. One of the things that I would be able to do is to work with Sheriff Smith with anything that he proposes for the sheriff's office for Smith County. I mean, he's got a budget to work with. I know that there's going to be end up going to be kind of a surplus, so to speak, with the jail and housing of inmates, both in county, out of county. The other thing with regards to law enforcement is the law enforcement that's being provided to the schools. Right now, there's not any. Each school is responsible pretty much for securing their own law enforcement in the schools. We need to figure out a way to help those schools because they are having to cut teachers to be able to pay for resource officers. A lot of the smaller schools are having to do that. I know we're having to do that at ARP. We have to cut 2 teachers to pay for our resource officer. This is the society we live in now. We've got kids bringing weapons to school. We've got kids bringing drugs to school. That needs to stop. And we've got to be able to help those schools provide law enforcement to them without having to make the cuts in education. And I would like to be able to sit down and try to work something out with either the sheriff's office or the constable's office and come out with a way to where we can help the schools by putting a law enforcement officer there without having to cut a teacher or other educational opportunities for the kids.
Mr. Nix.
Well, Lindale and Chapel Hill both use our resources from our county that they reimburse the county that we do provide them law enforcement. As far as helping the sheriff, I think we've tried to get him some better vehicles. I think the sheriff's biggest problem is keeping the employees. We're losing employees, good employees that he really needs to other counties. I think we've got to probably help get that salary up there where we're keeping those quality individuals. And as far as the fuel deal, the Smith County's been buying bulk fuel at a discounted rate since 2000. We co-op with other cities. They buy in cooperative programs with us. We've been buying cheap fuel, the cheapest you can get anywhere for several years. And this happened before I got in court. And also, we did furnish the sheriff with credit cards that his deputies could stay out in the county, fill up there instead of coming back to our 2 fueling locations here in Tyler. That way they can stay out there in the county and serve the citizens and protect them.
Okay. With regards to specific ways that you would assist Sheriff with demands on his agency, do you have any response? Mr. Barnett.
I would think that we need to probably take a look and see where his deputies and I guess the jailers are on their salaries, because I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not privy to what the payroll is in the sheriff's office. But I know just talking to a lot of the deputies that have been out in the ARP area, the pay could probably be better. I don't know what a lot of the benefits are. I guess most of it's standard Blue Cross, Blue Shield. I don't know. But that's that, and not just the sheriff's office, but that's something that probably needs to be looked at countywide. Is for all the employees' benefits, and that's going to be the key to any organization. It doesn't make any difference if you're talking about government, private entities. We want to retain the best people that are working for us. It's like me with my pilots. I want to retain the best pilots that I can get. And if you do that, you're going to have to pay them what they're worth. And we've got some great deputies that work in the Smith County Sheriff's Office. And, we need to pay for that quality. Otherwise, we're going to lose it.
Okay. Mr. Nix.
Oh, I agree. I think I've said that my deal about the salaries. We got to do a better job of keeping quality people.
Okay, well, this brings us to our final question. So this is the fastest debate yet, Joanne, I think. Don't ever invite me back to moderate. I can't
Well, see,
promise
I
anything.
anticipated it, that's why we put the extras in.
Oh,
What?
yes, good for you. I'll tell you what. If they can only get through commissioner's court as fast as they get through the debates, it would be. All right.
We're hungry.
I'll tell you what, I'm sure we all are. Last question, and then we'll go into closing comments after this question. You'll each have 3 minutes to close, so don't worry about that this time. But last question, discuss the authority, including the jurisdictional restraints of a county commissioner and the statutory responsibilities of a county commissioner. So let me read that question once again. Discuss the authority, including the jurisdictional restraints of county commissioner and the statutory responsibilities of a county commissioner. Mr. Nix, we'll start with you.
Well, the duties of a county commissioner is they're listed on our website. We set the property tax rates, we approve budgets and employment level, we call and certify elections, we set employee benefits and salaries, we acquire property for right-of-ways, oversee county roads and facilities, we adopt the budget, we fill vacancies in elected positions, and authorize contracts on behalf of the county.
Okay. And the restraints of a county commissioner?
I live within the strengths of that.
Okay. Mr. Barnett, do you need me to read that question again?
No, it's pretty much it's the standard responsibilities of the county commissioner, just like Commissioner Nix said. With regards to the restraints, the commissioner's court they do have some restraints with regards to what their boundaries are. One of the things that I have to disagree with, and it's not so much a disagreement with the responsibilities, but one of the things I would say, though, that a commissioner is kind of a liaison between the people and the state government. We have to work hand in hand with our state senators and our state representatives. If there's things that we need for the county, we go to them. We work with them. It's just like I work in TESPAC, which is Texas Emergency Services Public Action Committee. We're down there every legislative session. Just because I'm down there working on behalf of the fire service, I'm also working down there trying to get better funding for education. Just because these responsibilities are there, that shouldn't be where we stop. We need to step out. We need to be able to go and talk to companies wanting to relocate. Try to get them in here into Smith County. There's already been several that's come in. I know that there was one here not long ago. I think they brought 300. They're bringing 300 employees to Tyler. We need that. After watching Kelly close, watching Carrier close, that leaves a huge void in Smith County. And it's not just so much just the city of Tyler as it is a lot of those people that work there. They live out in the county. They're paying county taxes. They're county residents. And we lost that because a lot of them had to move off. So we need to work as a commissioner in a commissioner's court to go and court new business into Smith County. Not so much bringing it into the city of Tyler, but as it is to get it into Smith County, because that helps everybody. That helps. It provides more tax revenue to the county in the end, provides more jobs to more people in the county. That also increases our revenue through sales taxes. So there's lots of things more that you can do as a commissioner other than taking care of your normal commissioner responsibilities.
Okay, Mr. Nix.
I have a great relationship with Representative Matt Schaefer and Senator Kevin Eltop. I work well with them. I back their judgment in any issues that comes up. I do talk to them. They talk to me. As far as economic development, I think Tom Mullins and his staff do a great job on trying to make sure we got the best plan for bringing new business in here. So, I work with them where I can, but that's really their expertise, and I don't really get into that.
Okay. We're going to move into closing remarks. You each have 3 minutes. Mr. Barnett, you will go first. You can take this time to rebuttal any statements or finish a point, or just to wrap up, and you will have 3 minutes.
Okay. Like I said, first of all, I want to thank we the people. This has been a great opportunity for us to be able to give our views with regards to the vision of the county. My vision for Smith County is growth. My view for Smith County is for not so much luxury, but for ease of life, especially for the seniors, especially for the veterans. We need to really move forward from where we are right now. This county, there's 254 counties in the state of Texas, and we ought to be the top county. Just because we're not Harris County, just because we're not Travis or Dallas County, that doesn't mean anything. Everybody can take all that size they want to. But when you look right down to what we have here in Smith County, the outstanding educational opportunities. Texas College, Tyler Junior College, University of Texas at Tyler. It doesn't get any better than that anywhere. I don't care where you're at. We don't have a Southern Methodist University or a Texas Christian or a University of Texas at Austin here, but I promise you, the university that we have here, University of Texas at Tyler, is one of the top ones in the nation. And not just because I'm an alumni there, but when you go pull the records. And those people that are graduating from there are making an impact right here in Smith County. And that's something else that we need to do, I think, as a County Commissioners Court, is help promote our educational facilities here in Smith County. You've heard my stance with regards to Road and Bridge. You've heard my stance with regards to the Loop 49 TRZ. The roads will always be, like I said, the battleground. And it's just like Commissioner Nick said, everybody promises it. Well, the difference is I'm going to do my best to do something about it. Yes, you have to work with the other commissioners, and it's not just taking care of your own precinct. Even though we're running for Precinct 2, what we do after we're elected affects the entire county. Having a working relationship with the other commissioners and the county judge is essential to getting something done for everybody, and that's what we want to do. The other things are this transparency. We need to be more transparent. I want to be my life's an open book, and that's the way I want my office to be, is an open book. Anybody ought to come in, see anything. If I had something to do with something, I'm going to say I did. I'm not going to sit there and run from it and then turn around and have somebody else say, well, yeah, he did. That's not me. The big thing that I want to do is do what the Constitution of the United States tells us to do. We follow the law. And it's not saying that nobody's not following the law, but that's what I'm about. The preamble to the Constitution says we the people. And that's what we do. We serve the people. And that's what I want to do as your next commissioner for Smith County. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Nix, you will have 3 minutes. Closing comments.
First of all, I'd like to thank Grassroots for, like I said, doing this debate. Thank Mr. Barnett for coming up here. We can share our ideals or disagreements. But this election boils down to a few things. Who do you trust? And if you're not happy with the way things are going in Smith County and in Precinct 2, then I'm not your guy. It also boils down to credibility. I want to read a statement Mr. Barnett put up on his Facebook page. He actually took it down, but I just find this very, very disturbing. Cary Nix has turned his back on the children of Smith County. He has turned his back on the school leaders and to education. By not taking the initiative to do something about the local problems we are facing in our schools, he is making it that much harder on the children trying to get a better education. A vote for me is a vote for better and safer education. I admire our school superintendents and our school boards. I think they can run their business over there. They don't need some county bureaucrat coming over and telling them what to do. I will make this promise to Smith County. I will not sell my credibility nor my integrity to win any election. I'm asking for your vote on March 4th. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let's give each of these children a hand. All right, guys, thanks for coming out. Did that debate in 40 minutes. How about that? There you go. Joanne, I'm going to turn it over to you.